Says, first off, get in here, my fans. I'm playing my heart out for you. Puts a tweet out, and of course, in game, first thing he says is, I hope all your partubes burn in the fire, guys. I guess someone told him, because I didn't. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 in this best of 3 for the JORD Invitational. It's the North American group. We're currently underway, and in the southern spawn location, he's up 1-0 in the series. It's desRow.
In the top position as the Red Terran, it's Iaguz.
So I think, Van Research Station for a while I thought was just like Xenocider's map. He's a god, no one could lose on it. Then I'm slowly starting to realize it might just be a Terran map. Like, it's pretty nice, and I can see Iaguz taking advantage of it.
Did he start a gas geyser with the guy holding minerals, stop him, turn the minerals, and send another guy onto the gas geyser?
I did not notice, but that is so precise.
Really
is that worth it? I mean, I guess the concern is you might lose that 5 minerals, dude. That's for real.
It's the mental, yeah, it's the mental thing, you know, more than anything else. I know I get tilted when I accidentally send a guy with minerals working. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this game
when you
now.
pull the boys, do you make sure to return all the minerals first, or do you just go with it?
I don't really pull the boys that often, to be honest, but I think I return them when I pull,
So I've got that scumbag Taiga build that I can't seem to lose with, right?
Oh, right.
And every time I pull the boys, I'm like, no, put those minerals in before you go, dummies. You're not going to be mining. We need everything we can get.
No, I'm not a scumbag like you are.
It's I've been streaming a lot of my StarCraft 2 matches lately, right? And I guess a lot of people still haven't seen Taiga's build. So they're like, Rifkin, what the fuck are you doing? This is the worst build I've ever seen. And I'm just like, guys, wait. Just wait. Wait till you see what happens. But of course, this isn't about us so much as it is them. And for Iaguz, I bring up pulling the boys because, again, Van Research Station can either be a map. I can easily, with his playstyle in game number 1, if he wants to go drop heavy, if he wants to abuse drops, 2 thumbs up, this is the map for you. But if it's an attack where you're going for a big SCV pull, we've really not seen that work out too well on this map. I mean, we've seen a lot of SCV pulls work, period, but just I feel like Van-I's the one it doesn't seem to work out on.
Yeah, well, you get a surprisingly, what looks to be a bad position at first, and it can be, like, it's very, like, slight differences, but at the third base, you get holed up behind your SimCity. Sometimes it works like a charm, sometimes it absolutely sucks, so I don't really recall that many SCV pulls on this map specifically to say, like, yes or no, or agree with you entirely, but I do remember some going very poorly. Oh, well. It's gonna be a Widowmine drop, and I do not believe desRow scouted this. I don't even know if he had a probe long enough to see how much gas was taken. But he did well enough against the one Widowmine.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
this game.
You've got players who... There's, like... To credit the tier of player there are, there's certain check marks. Like, can this guy pull off not losing 10 probes to Widowmines? Okay, good. He's a decent player. Can he take it further and clean up the Widowmine before it becomes an issue? Like, good. He's a good player. You know, like, desRow would definitely play the category of somebody who knows what he's doing. He's good enough that this should never really catch him off guard.
Yeah. I think around that time, even if you get absolutely no scouting, you should be wary that it's possibly coming. Gets the scouting probe, I believe.
Yeah, there's 2 probe kills for the Reaper. I guess probably just wishing he had some grenades, but no big deal. Still making it work.
Getting a trying to get a scout, but it did go in a little too early, so he does not see the robo, I think. Oh no, he did. He did. He probably clicked on it. He was in the main base for a long time. I mean, even so, it's like basically like, well, okay, so he's gonna have detection for this Widowmine drop. How much am I really looking to get out of it? And more importantly, I don't have to worry about a missile or an oracle running into my mineral line. So the missiles are...
Yeah, that's a good feeling. Not have to worry about as a Terran player, for sure. We're going to follow this up, though, with those Widowmines in moments, and we'll see how bad this gets. I mean, the Observer's already out. This timed out well last time. I gotta tell you, though, I'm hoping for desRow's sake, what I really enjoyed about his play last game that I think could translate well to what this map is, was the High Templar usage. You know, we didn't see a lot of storms go down that were really good. In fact, I think we only saw like 3 storms, period. But the feedbacks are fantastic. He knew where the medevacs were coming. He knew where to look for Iaguz every step of the way. And in that regard, on the map where you're maybe worried about drops, well, the best way to stop the drops is stop them before they get to your base. Space slam them in the middle of the canyon.
Yes, that's true. But I think what we missed out was what Iaguz probably was like really disappointed in himself for not doing was really hitting home while you're still trying to get to High Templars, because you know, of course, you give up lots of Colossus to go for it that quickly. Or so you're seeing 5 Colossus, not 3, and then into Storm. Does handle this really well. So there's more of an opportunity there. Like, you know, if you pull the SCVs, they're gonna have a lot, you know, fewer units, and if Storm's not quite done, they're not gonna have enough splash. I mean, it's okay, we're just not gonna go for it.
Trades it out. Nice pickup.
It doesn't feel good to know that you let a Protoss player get to High Templars plus Colossus, and usually Terran players are looking to stop Protoss before that happens.
Well, the Observer over the natural base does see everything going on over here. No turrets down. Not the biggest deal right now, but this also might lead to potential Warp Prism play later on. If you realize that you can float around a base with an Observer, chances are there's an opening for a Warp Prism.
Yep.
Fake
double forge again. Yeah, I guess it is a fake medevac.
Psych, desRow, pull your probes, nerd. Oh, I didn't fall for it. Moments like that, right? You think like, okay, he is either really smart and didn't fall for the bait, or he's really stupid and missed what could have been a potentially dangerous attack. Like, you never quite know with a lot of the players.
Oh. I've never thought about that before. I mean, I usually just say like, oh, he didn't fall for it, and I leave. Now I'm gonna start calling all my opponents stupid. Yeah. You know, instead of being embarrassed that they didn't fall for it, and we'd be like, no, you're stupid. That could have killed you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing? You should be responsible. Ridiculous. Okay, so third base coming down for Iaguz. I am noticing that there's not an armory, so that is starting to raise some questions for Rifkin on which direction this game's gonna head. If he decides to play one down soon, I mean, he still do it, but lots of production, 3 CCs, no armory. Like, everything here sort of smells like it might head towards that SCV pool.
Yes, maybe. Wait a little longer before I...
Just think, I feel like last game he did actually go armor before armory, I think. So maybe it won't be that big of a deal. Either way, 3 medevacs loaded up and looking to go get some damage done towards possibly the natural. I do like this sizable force he's setting towards that third. This is something that could definitely knock this down. Put the Widowmine down, intercept a couple of stalkers, get a shot off. But realistically, the hardest thing for desRow is going to be choosing how to split his forces right now. Without the Observer seeing this coming early on enough, like, yeah, okay, you see some units dicking around over here, but we're... Oh, 3 medevacs, watch out!
Good job, Widowmine. And then Nexus is going to be targeted. The Photon Overcharge will have like 5 shots, and it's going to be gone. You can just leave.
So you go for the probe kills.
Blink is about to finish. Oh, okay. So close.
Yeah, 12 seconds to go. Wasn't quite going to get it for this. desRow's going to slap down his Nexus immediately to replace that. A little bit scary, a little bit disconcerting because he didn't have vision of that coming, and I guarantee you he is going to make up that that problem of, oops, that's my bad, I didn't see it. I mean, whether it's a random pylon setting out here or an Observer, either are just great sort of early warnings. Yeah, we see some Terran players do it with the depots, right? You just put them all in these random places to catch the drops on the outskirts of the map. Protoss, really good Protoss do that with pylons as well.
No, he hasn't put down an armory yet, so I'm going to say that he's not going to be hitting at least a 2-1-1 timing for an SCV pool. But sometimes SCV pools are more out of reaction.
Yeah, like spur of the moment. You're like, you know, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, like you look at the Viking count, look at their Colossus count, and figure you can go. Unfortunately, it was such a low, like actually non-existent Viking count until this one pops out. That's definitely not going to be the case. desRow's going to have plenty of time to feel comfortable enough against a big engagement anyways to get to Storm. You know, obviously he still has to worry about drops, since we do have another one on its way.
This is just, for me, the questions are still raised, and like there's more production coming down. There's the armory finally coming into play. I was gonna get really worried if this stuck on 1-1 for the rest of the game, because the rest of the game wouldn't be too long if that was the case. But huge drop, gonna pick off the Nexus once again. desRow newly, just recently rebuilt this.
I don't. The Observer got scanned and killed. I feel like your first reaction should be sending like stalkers over to your natural base, especially on this.
Trying to focus fire down some of the stocks before boosting out of there, because he knows they're just gonna pick off the medevacs.
Oh, so focus fire didn't work that well. So 2 go down. 3 go down for most of his stalkers.
It was a pretty, I'd say, a decent army trade. Getting the base was what really made that worth it, I'd say, but unfortunately Iaguz does run out of units. However, we look at his overall army supply, way ahead.
Yeah. No, he can push in, even with a low Viking count, as long as he has like a good number of Marauders, he could probably push in Because once again, desRow is on a low Colossus count, not the 5 or 6 even that we sometimes see, but only 3, because he's trying to get up to Storms. But, I mean, he just took another big blow. So while, again, he didn't have to be worried about the direct engagements, now he has to be for sure, even if the Storm finishes. You know, Iaguz is pretty good micro.
You know, this is what really hurts about it, right? Like, if you can't stop those medevacs on their first trip in, you know, they're going to have spent energy healing. You're not going to be able to feedback them anymore. There's no easy slap them out of the sky move that there sometimes is. So, desRow struggling with this actually isn't too surprising. But, you know, blinking in, focusing on the medevac.
Is it now? But Iaguz is ready to fight. He doesn't really have to pull the SCVs. His army is just big enough in general, and Storm's not quite done. Does he even have High Templars on the field?
Yeah, it's like
he does.
Two and a half times the size. This is gonna hurt for desRow.
He has 3 High Templars. They're gonna have 1 Storm each in like 10 seconds here. The upgrades are gonna finish around the same time as well, but even with all that, I don't think he'll be able to take on such a huge army. Getting that nice concave. Kind of what happens on this map. But Storm does hit the Vikings. That was pretty good.
Takes out most of the Colossus. The majority goes down. I just don't think there's enough on the ground. Archons are a little bit scary, but those are hallucinations, not real. And yeah, GG's gonna be called. Iaguz will take game number 2.
If Iaguz wasn't in like such a dominant position, those Storms would have been quite clutch.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough for desRow to get to that comfort zone, though. We'll see what the Ace match has in store. We are going to go to Game 3. It's kind of cool to see the North American groups go to Game 3 right away. Keen and Moose Skills. If you guys can do vetoes, that would be awesome.